Do you ever hear the toilet flush and wonder, what is going on inside the drain? This is the non-living system of wastewater treatment, and we are the scientists here to explain it. We can help you understand the systematic process called the wastewater management system. The waste, also known as the sewage, is categorized into two. First is the black water, or the waste from your toilets, and the gray water, or the waste from your sinks and shower. They both undergo two common treatments for filtration and cleaning, one of which is the septic system.
Alright, to start off, a septic system is a convenient wastewater treatment that requires little human intervention, well, except when it needs to be pumped. Its efficacy is dependent on nature and microorganisms. The waste from the toilet bowl directly goes down to an underground tank where microorganisms disintegrate solid materials. The heavy particles would sink, while the fatty residues would rise to the top part of the septic tank. After this segregation, the wastewater would flow to the next portion of the system, which is the drainage field. The soil that encloses it acts as the system's natural filtration for the wastewater before the drainage field releases it to the ground. Because it is nature dependent and nature is unpredictable, an imbalance of naturally occurring bacteria, chemicals, or excess of liquid inside the septic tank could cause an overflow of wastewater. It goes either back to the toilet bowl or directly to the ground, leading to the contamination of the filtered water. However, we will save this for another narrative.
Now, let's look at the toilet. The moment you flush it, your waste combines with water and is transported through your local sewage system, the other wastewater treatment. Cities and towns have this in place to carry wastewater from homes and establishments to a sewage treatment plant where the wastewater is filtered, treated, and soon after released. The primary process involves the sewage being sent to grids or vertical bars called the grit chamber, where large solid substances like paper, cans, and other plastic materials are removed. This is also where solid waste like feces settle down, and where soap, oil, and grease flows to the top of the water. The waste that settle down are referred to as the sludge, and the waste that float is the fat. Fats are removed using skimmers, and the sludge is removed with the use of a scraper. Leftover water or clarified water then proceeds to the aeration basin, where air blowers make bubble air that allows aerobic bacteria to grow and feed on other organic contaminants such as food waste, feces, and other organisms. And then, it moves to the secondary clarifier, where activated sludge settles out by gravity. The sludge produced in the primary and the secondary process is simultaneously transferred to the digester, where anaerobic bacteria decomposes them. Activated sludge is left in the sand drying beds. The remaining water evaporates, and the remaining dried sludges are used in making fertilizers. In the tertiary treatment process, leftover wastewater is treated with chlorine to remove phosphorus and nitrogen compounds, and also bacteria. We call this chemical process chlorination. Then, the chlorination follows to remove residual chlorine. Finally, the treated wastewater is released into other water bodies.
To sum up this narrative, both of these wastewater treatments have vital processes that must be followed. One part wouldn't be effective if not for the other parts. Imagine if the wastewater skipped some of the steps, such as the grit chamber or the aeration tanks, for example. Do you think that the water produced in the incomplete process would be clean or safe to be let off in the bodies of water? Individually, each step performs specific but limited functions that produce insufficient results. The parts affect each other and they are complementary. They complete the function of each other and would be useless without each other's help. As a whole, they treat wastewater and contribute to the efficacy of the system. Well, that sums up the wastewater management system. For now, Enjoy consuming your food, and when nature calls, wish it a beautiful journey down the drain. Eventually, and hopefully, it will go back to you in a cleaner form, ready to be consumed again. Again, we are the Sayangtists, and thank you for listening to our narrative.